The company was formed in the 1980s and the house scene was happening. There was house dances and there was a lot of underground art really resurfacing again. It was a fun time. And we wanted a name that would capture our spirit of bringing everything together under one roof and trying to make something new. Motionhouse. I suppose one of the key ways that we differ from a lot of dance artists is we always start from a theatrical image. We have imagery that we want to communicate and content and theme. And so we start from our visual world and then we evolve our movement language to go with that for each show. We're a spectacular art. We're about making things for the eyes and the senses and communicating through them. And then it's about welding this visual world that we're drawing on from European theatre and all of the great work that's out there, and then putting that into a very visceral, physical context so that we really push the physicality in our works. Scattered is a show whereby I wanted to make a show about water. And what fascinates me is that in our Western environment, it's on tap, literally. I showed to my kids, I was in the bathroom one day, I turned the tap off, I said, look at this, fantastic. And my kids' eyes rolled up in their heads, and I'm like, yeah, it's a tap, Dad. And of course, they don't see the magic of just having water on tap. So therefore, it comes down to that key moment of realizing I am distanced from the reality of what it takes to get fresh water to my house whenever I want it. So I want to make a show where I go, look, I'm going to stop for a minute and go, this is bloody marvellous. This is fantastic. So I make a show about my experience of trying to look at water again. Sometimes some of the imagery is about the beauty of water, it's its sensuousness. There's bits about the show that's about the chemical bonding process of H2O and all the rest of it. But it really doesn't matter if you get those things. It's about how you engage with the theme. Because at the end of the show, if you're thinking about water, then the show has served its purpose. We tread a line where we go, and it has its pitfalls and its dangers, where we consider the engagement with the audience, and we consider the type of imagery we use and the duration and the editing and the speed, and all of that has really been informed from working outdoors. We consider, and sometimes we go, you know what, we're going to help them out here, we're going to do this for the audience. And then in other parts we're going to go, I really want to challenge them here, so I'm going to give them something to give them a bit of confidence in us. We're going to challenge them, and then I'm going to bring them back somewhere so they feel that they know where they are. There's lots of art now about, you know, altering ourselves surgically, or we all think of robots or that sort of thing. Nobody thinks about the person working on the construction site with a machine, digging a trench to within an inch of specification, being able to manipulate over different grounds and move. And the way that that person moves that machine is a thing when you have a skilled operator of intense beauty. So we started making these machine dances with machines that I think that in the US are referred to as backhoes, where we would dance with them and on them. We would create movement language for them. The machines would pick us up and pass us between machines. We engaged with it. And the machine dance was really a whole exploration of going, look, what is dancing and what is a body? So it had a serious intellectual underpinning to it. But actually, when we made the show, you get huge audiences and you get loads of kids come along. They don't care about what a body is or whatever, they're just having a great time looking at the spectacle of these machines dancing and moving. But for other people, there is the potential for them to read further into it. And I always really liked the two sides. We got one of the largest commissions of the Cultural Olympiad was to create a show for the Voyage. So in the middle of Birmingham, we created a full-sized ship. We built a passenger liner, you know, 4 stories high, in between the big colonial buildings and the city hall, right in the middle of the city. It was an enormous spectacle on its own. And then we projected onto the ship and onto the buildings around a whole fundamental story of why do people journey? The Voyage was very interesting because, again, it was like, okay, we're going to create spectacle, but it's got to be engaging. Because spectacle has become a dirty word in theatre because it's the empty spectacle. It's nothing but its appearance. I think today is the era of spectacle again, the way it speaks to us on a direct level. To make something on that scale, which is emotionally engaging, was one of the great moments in my career. It's kind of interesting because you know that you can't top it, and then you go, well, maybe I should stop. But actually, last year taught me a lot of new things, and I want to bring those into the work. And touring here and getting the reaction of audiences here to the show that we are touring, you go, oh, that's so interesting, that works, I want to put that in the next show.